Let's get started. So number 1, evaluate the expression. They're giving us an equation, and they're wanting us to plug in our R values and S values. So where we see an R, we're going to replace with this 4, and every S we're going to replace with 3. So -7 plus, we have an R, that's 4, right? So that's going to be 4 to the third, minus, we have 2 times an S, which is going to be 3. So once we do that, we have -7 plus 64 minus 6. Should get an answer of 51. Alright, number 2, you're going to calculate using PEMDAS. With this one, we want to make sure we keep in the right order. So we have parentheses, which there's none, exponents, which there's nothing, risen, right? So now we're on to multiplication and division. Now in this problem, we're going to see that -2 and -11 need multiplied by first, right? So we have -22 plus 62 over 3 plus, and that's another multiplication here too. We can do first because we're already doing multiplication, which 4 times 3 is 12. From there, we do our next one, which is addition, right? Because it's kind of like parentheses here, where we simplify, and then we get 40 over 15, which equals 8 over 3. So you get 8 over 3 as your answer for that one. Number 3, solve the equation for the given variable, so that would be just x on this one, right? So for this one, we're going to be getting x by itself, and how we do that is we are going to get rid of that 15 by subtracting 15 from both sides. By doing that, we get -56 equals 4x. From there, you divide by 4, right? Because we're going to do the opposite of what's being done to x. Then x is by itself, and we're left with -14. Alright, number 4, simplify by using distributive and like terms. From here, this is kind of want to multiply these out to the stuff in the parentheses, right? So from here, -2 times 3t would be -6t, right? Plus, we have -2 times 1, which is going to be -2. I'm going to already make this as adding a -3, just so I don't get tripped up on the negative switch. So we have -3 times t, which is going to be -3t. Then -3 times -4, that's going to be a +12, and then 5t. From here, we're going to combine like terms, right? So we're going to have 5t plus -3t plus -6t. And from there, we get, so -6t plus -3t is -9. -9 plus 5 would be 4, or -4t, right? So we have -4t. Alright, and then the next like terms we have are -2 and 12. So -2 plus 12 is +10. So there is your answer. Alright, so number 5. In a local election, 51,041 people voted, which was an increase of 15% over last election. So we know, whatever the year this was, it was 51,041 people. Now that equals 15% of last year's, which we're going to just put of x, right? So if you think of that, that's 51 equals, and it was an increase, right? The original x. So the original total, adding to 15% of that total gives you the 51,041 people. So from there, we have 0.15, right, of x, that's where that of is multiplying, and there's your 0.15, and plus x, which that simplifies to 1.15x And this one you're not going to get an exact answer, but by dividing by 1.15, you get something around 44,383. On your test, it's going to be multiple choice, so you'll see what they're wanting you to round to, or you're just going to show the equation. So that's kind of the answer there. That's with the rounding.